No. So today we're just working, I can talk, on inverse functions. This is the last thing in this chapter. Be quiet. So, number 1 is asking me to solve for x, and then find the input when the output is -7. So the first thing I want to do is, no, we do the first part first and then worry about the -7. I mean, yeah, you're right, but it wants me to find the inverse function. So what I want to do is I replace the f of x with y, because remember those things mean the same. So now I want to solve the equation for x. This is something you kind of did in Algebra 1 when you did literal equations. I want to subtract 3 on both sides. So I have y minus 3 equals 2x. Then how do I get x alone? Okay, so that's the first part. I solved for x. Yeah, output means y. So then I want to plug in -7. Okay, so questions there. There's 2 answers, because this asked me 2 different things. So find the inverse. When it says the phrase find the inverse, I switch x and y. And then I solve for y. That looks blurry. So then I'm going to have x equals 3y minus 1. Yeah. Not quite. When it says the phrase find the inverse, there's nothing. I'm not plugging anything in. But when it says find the... Guys! When it says find the inverse, I replace the y with f to the inverse. No, this notation means inverse. It's -1. We'll skip number 3. Yeah. No, that just means... Yeah. Just means inverse? Okay. Can I move on to number 4? What, Avery? It's notation. It means inverse. Okay, so for number 4, it gives me 2 functions and it wants me to verify that they are functions. This means plug No, because it's not on the test. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in one function for x, and if it turns into x when I simplify it, then I plug the other function in for the x, and if that gives me x, it means the two functions are inverses. If it gives me anything other than x, it means they're not inverses. Okay. No, you don't equal them each other. You plug in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug in for the x in my f of x equation. Yeah. Why do you think I've been so angry at you guys? Okay. What? I plugged in g of x for f of x.
So it's like the g of x is the x.
So then, so the 3's would cancel out, because I'm multiplying and dividing. So then I have x plus 1 minus 1. What? I want you to do the work, but you can check on a calculator. So then for the other one, I'm going to plug this one in for that x.
Oh, so like what?
You plug in the whole equation in for the x. Okay, so since they both equal to x, they are. They are inverse functions. So that means they're opposite functions of each other. Questions here?